Wait. 11? 11 years old and already an adult. Jesus Christ, medieval times, man. God. Repairman, 10 years old. Holy moly, man. Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to another episode on Settlement Survival with me, Spacefish, and welcome to our beautiful little settlement out here on the riverbank, which in the last episode we've done a good bunch of work on. First things first, we finally have one of these big interim housing areas on top of a few normal houses, which means that we have finally ensured that everyone in our beautiful little town actually has somewhere to live, which is a great start. On the side, we've also got this gatherer's hut now going, which should go and get us a lot of new wild plants coming in, as well as hopefully some seeds. Fingers crossed on that one. We will see what will come in right there, because currently we only really have chili seeds, which, you know, we proceeded to plant anyways, and then we did get some flax already on top, but I think the sowing season here is in March, and we are currently already in July, so that is really not quite that ideal either. We also do not want to turn off the guides. What we are going to do, though, is I think we're going to go and adjust the audio again a little bit, because I do really feel that the audio in this game is quite loud on average, so we do need to balance that out a little bit for you guys so you can actually hear what I'm saying. That said, apart from that, we do have this little fishing hut also going outside of the whole task of the tutorial. The issue being, though, we actually need planks here, which to my knowledge we do not currently have, and I was kind of looking to make a sawmill, but well, the tutorial came around the corner telling us to make or to build a chopping house, which to my knowledge is not going to cover the actual production of planks. It's only going to be making like wood for heating and stuff, which, you know, is a valid concern, but I'm a bit concerned that we are not going to be able to complete this for quite a while, which I would really like to do, but, you know, it is what it is. We're going to kind of keep going like that for the time being and just follow along the tutorial. So that's the plan for today. This thing will have to wait a little bit for the time being, unfortunately, but on the side, you know, we've got tons of other things to finish. You can see there's a lot of streets still scheduled that have not been built yet by our laborers, and well, on top of that, you know, there's a lot of reforestation to occur here and a lot of knocking down trees as well, so that'll be a good bit of a job. And, well, you know, overall surviving would be a good start. We do have the construction materials needed. We do have a little bit of ore remaining, but not all too much. So something along those lines will probably also be on the task list, and then at some point, if we can get some research coming in, that would probably be beautiful. But without further ado, I would say we are, for the time being, going to start by looking at this beautiful redfish, and then continuing with the tutorial. That said, though, if you're new around here, if you do happen to enjoy this very episode, of course, please make sure to go ahead and smash that subscribe button right down below. I'd really appreciate that a ton. We're still a very small channel, looking for new subscribers and looking to grow a little bit. 1,000 subs is not all too far away, and a huge milestone for a small channel like this. So every single person truly counts, and thank you so much if you did that. Without further ado, though, let's go ahead and grab the chopping house. And this is pretty much what I was talking about, right? This thing is processing timber or dried animal dung, very tasty, into domestic fuel that can be used to warm citizens in their houses, which, you know, probably not the worst thing to build. I mean, it's currently July, but by the time this is ready to operate and has actually produced some bits and bobs, we'll probably be getting closer and closer to winter, so my feeling is, at the end of the day, the earlier we get this going, the better, probably. Now, on top of that, I am not really quite sure where I exactly intend on placing this. We do have some fields out here that I would be looking to expand in the future, maybe like to down here and then more into the forest. I'm kind of trying to determine where I want to build what. I've got a feeling, generally speaking, we can have some houses around the general vicinity of the marketplace here. And then maybe like a living area up here-ish. which would mean that I guess everything in terms of production we would kind of extend to out here, then maybe like some fields and stuff right there, and then we kind of see where we go from that. I guess so. Now in terms of this thing, did absolutely forget again how to do the variant thingies. I don't think there is a variant though, so that's going to make it nice and easy. We do want to rotate the thing, of course, make it front facing, and we'll kind of just place it close to the hunting hut here that we also already have going. That should be quite fine. I do wonder, by the way, where was the overview of how many people are actually employed? Oh, we can just click up there. Okay, so you can see here 13 workers, 3 builders, 4 laborers. So I guess we would have a few people that can take on the job, and if at least one does it for the time being, I'm more than happy. And we are, of course, going to go and schedule some dirt roads here, you know, facilitate some transportation. That would be quite nice. You can see they are being built around here nicely as well, and it just generally helps. I think it's like 25% speed increase also already just by making these dirt roads, which I would say is a good start. We'd love to make them from stone from the get-go, of course, but, you know, at the end of the day, I think it's totally fine to do things like that. That said, I think I do want to kind of reschedule that and remove this. Because, I mean, like, right around the marketplace, we're not going to build something, like, directly face first into the marketplace, I think. So, having the roads around like that makes a little more sense to me at the end of the day. Now, these things are already being built. Wow, all the wood is already there, so people are nicely taking care of things, and, well, you know, the paths are being built, slowly but surely, so that's nice. Progress being made in that regard. I am a bit worried still about this, forester's hut, because I feel, well, no, they're planting trees. There's a lot of new trees regrowing. I just hope there's a significant enough amount of trees regrowing compared to the amount that they're knocking down currently, because that is really quite a lot. Now, I would like to make a little more space out here generally, I must say. So I would say we're going to go just schedule all these trees for removal and schedule everything that is in the way for gathering, which apparently covers this stuff as well. And then we do at least slowly but surely have some extra space out there. And what we put in here, I'm not quite sure yet, but we've got new crop seeds, which is very intriguing indeed. Agave Seeds, okay. Can be used for brewery. Alright, I would say we stick to flax, because if it's anything like Medieval Dynasty, I imagine we would be able to use that for clothes in the future, which would be quite nice. But what we're also going to do is we're just going to do a little bit of a gather all right here, just in preparation for if and when we do want to extend those fields outwards. And we can probably gather most of everything that's chilling in about that area, because, you know, that's definitely going to become a part of the town in the long run. Now, the chili seeds apparently are good to go, which is, well, not the chili seeds, but the chilies in general are being harvested, which is nice. 26% remaining, it seems. Yes, so they are happily taking care of that, and that should be quite fine indeed. Otherwise, we're speeding towards September quite quickly, and we do, in fact, actually have the chopping house already good to go, so I should probably actually make sure to check that out and remove these trees here that are a bit in the way. So, selected and processing. Processing type buildings will only begin production after choosing a recipe. Yes, so we just wasted like a month or two. That's very productive, evidently. Sawmill and water sawmill can also complete this task. Okay. Boom. Okay, so we've got processing here. That said, hotkey 4. Oh no, that's just where we can build it. Okay. So it's generally telling us that we do need to assign a recipe here. And the only thing that we can really make is domestic fuel. Which, I mean, generally speaking, we can leave it on both, but it's only going to be timber for the time being that he's going to be processing. Now, we do have 60 units of fuel, but that's really not much. It's probably not going to get us through the winter, so it's probably a good thing that we do have this thing going now. What is a structure remodel? Reinforcement. Strengthen its stability to withstand wind and rain. Remodel the structure with furniture to increase the maximum workers. Toolkit to reduce materials consumed from... Okay, that's quite cool. I did not know that you could do that. It's beautiful. Okay, and there is a production limit apparently that we can put in place, which is 200 units of domestic fuel. I guess it's just 200 units stored? I'm not entirely sure. But that is the recipe at least set up, so that guy should get to work, or girl, or whoever it was. Mag. Girl. So she will get to work for us on that, and that should be all nice and beautiful. Now, that said, we do need to click get here then, and get in on the next task, which is actually building houses. Well, kind of just got the interim housing going, so, but, well, I mean, we can surely make sure to get some houses going. Now, where do we want to plunk those down is the other question, though. I feel like I kind of want to mirror what I've got going on up here, which does mean that we do need to get another little remodel in. Really not sure why I did this, like, wonkiness thing with the road there, but, well, now, unfortunately, we will have to go and redo that. At least they pop right out of sight like this. We will leave this space open, or maybe even already put a road right here, you know. And then we can go and get some extra houses going out here. So we'll pretty much just mirror, more or less, I would argue, for the time being, what we have going on up top. Get a nice and uniform, I don't know the English word for that. Get a nice and uniform layout going for the town, basically. And we'll do something along the lines of this. Now, that'll take quite a while, I would argue. Especially since we also still have all these gathering tasks scheduled and everything. So, I mean, like, Jesus Christ. This will be a little bit. But once that's done, we will have the house thing out of the way as well. And, you know, while we don't technically need it with the interim housing currently, at least we will have some extra capacities for if and when and how we hopefully do get some extra people in this town. And I did intentionally not fill this spot right here, because I kind of want to see what else we can maybe put there. We're not going to put anything there just yet, I would argue. Ah, I didn't know that we had a builder's cabin. Okay, so apparently those are not just random people that the game picks, but that's actually down to having one of these. Now, the overall happiness doesn't seem too high. Oh, God. No, wait, what? Low city health? Lowest we get a plague outbreak. Okay. Clinic or hospital, herbs, soap, and bathhouse can increase health. I hope that the game tells us to build these soon then. What is going on here? Domestic fuel reserves are low. Okay, I'm sure they will get themselves some, right? You'll probably grab that, but Jesus Christ. Okay, these houses actually have a lot of domestic fuel reserves in there. So that's actually something to consider. I guess they will be scooping up quite a lot, so it's a good thing that we've got this thing here going, and, you know, hopefully that'll work out for us soon. But, you know, these guys will hopefully go and grab all the stuff that they need, and we will also hopefully continue our construction efforts speedily here. Now, I do have to say that, generally speaking, we are running quite low on iron ore again. We're down to 19 units, which, well, I mean, we'll cover the rest of the house construction efforts, but apart from that, we will probably run a bit low here soon. So we do very likely want to make sure that that is taken care of. These houses, I guess we're going to go and finish off first. Well, maybe not, in fact, because if it gets quite cold, I imagine that will put a little bit of a hold on our efforts for having people venture out to go and collect rocks for us. Because they are more likely to freeze to death, I would argue. Or at least that's what I'm worrying about. So we'll just go and schedule these rocks for gathering now. And we'll hope that given the early scheduling of that, we will do somewhat fine. And, nope, don't turn off the guides. We want to keep that window. And, well, hopefully, you know, this will all sort of somehow still work out. 0 births occurred last season. 0 births occurred the season before. Oh, my God. Oh, no, here. No, what? Okay, so if it doesn't tell us that 0 births occurred, does it mean that births occurred, or does it just mean that the game didn't feel like telling us? I would argue it's probably the latter, because there isn't a single kid around, apparently, which is not great. And see, this is what I was worrying about right now. It's like super cold. So, Probably a good thing we're getting these guys over. That said, there is people living in here and they don't have any fuel. So, that's a bit of an issue. Should have probably tried to get this thing going a little faster. I'm a little worried that we may already have people just, like, die to the cold at this point. We do have a lot of domestic fuel in here. It's the thing, but there's nobody left in here. So, that's an issue. The people didn't take their stuff with them. And I do imagine they're not going to take it from there now, probably. So, I'm a bit worried. At least, the people got back in time from their little adventure that said there is some stones up there. I hope nobody goes to pick them up now. Not a single bit of ore in that. Well, that's good news. Oh boy. Okay, the houses are good to go, which is nice. We actually had them good to go just a second ago. This is one extra house that we didn't really need to build. Oh my god. Why didn't we do a good job right there, eh? How in the world did I manage to... No, wait, these are correctly rotated, aren't they? It looks like they do have some doors out here. So I guess they're correctly rotated. I was really worried that they weren't. I mean, they kind of look like they aren't. I mean, this is not... It's definitely not the right rotation, is it? Oh no, it does seem to be. Okay, well that's cool. Then these houses are at least oriented the right way. Let's get the reward there. Repair shop. Okay, a repairman can keep your buildings from being damaged. Buildings need to be rebuilt if they're destroyed by disaster. Oh wow, okay, well that's a good start. Really looking forward to disaster, I guess. Where's the repair thingy? Repair shop. Okay. So we will go and build that, and we'll go and chuck it in right up here, I would argue. Or maybe down here. Do think that placement looks a little nicer. So we're going to do it like that. That said, oh, we do not need any more iron ore for that, which is good news indeed. I was a little worried about that very one. So these two here, they've got a little bit of an issue. They don't have a single bit of domestic fuel. I do hope that they're going to go pick some up for themselves. We do currently not have any, but there's more being produced. Now, we do still have people absolutely freezing to death, which is always great. Go into your house. Don't die. Thank you. Cool. Yeah, there was somebody we just had clicked with. Emily is slacking off. So it's always a good sign of people just slacking off. Flipping lazy. I don't know, jokes aside, making good progress. The repair shop is about to be done as well. The one worry is we don't really have that many more laborers remaining. So, I mean, the more of these things we now build, the less we have available in terms of, well, laborers that can do other stuff, which is a little bit of a worry. On top of that, I guess, another worry of mine would be that we didn't have any new berths. I kind of would like to have some, and now we're down to 3. As you can see, now we have a repairman here also. We can go and get the reward and build a church. Okay. Church can raise citizens' happiness in the scope. Citizens who live in a church scope will not commit crimes. So yeah, that is absolutely important here for keeping the happiness high. I'm going to go and build that, and now you can see we do have a little bit of an issue. Because this church doesn't fit in right here. Flibbin' array. Does fit in right there. If we do go and extrapolate that, we would have 1, 2... Okay. Maybe we're going to build it like right here. The entrance apparently seems to be right there. What is the scope? Oh, here. We see the scope. So the issue is, if we do build it right here, that would mean that all of our living areas would have to be down here. Which realistically, you don't really want to happen. We kind of have the forester going down here. We pretty much would like to more have the church up here-ish. We also kind of want to make sure nobody commits any crimes. kind of trying to determine where in the world we want to slap this thing down. Does seem to be about as wide as this one, doesn't it? I think it is a little wider. Okay. So, really considering to just get rid of the interim housing here. I mean, it's a bit annoying because it did take us a lot to actually build. I don't know, man. Are we already going to rip things apart just in the name of making the city look better? Like, technically speaking, I guess we do have enough houses now, right? I mean, it's like 6, 8. Wait. 11! 11 years old and already an adult. Jesus Christ, medieval times, man. God. Repairman, 10 years old. Holy moly, man. Okay, but 3, 6, 9, 11, 14, 17, 19, 21. Yeah, so pretty much in the brink. If we do get any more people, the issue is that we do kind of need that interim housing space again, and I do not really feel like ripping it apart twice. However, I mean, like, having the church here would look so nice. I don't want to rip apart the thing for, like... This is not a good idea at all. Oh my god, 80 units of iron ore. Do kind of not have that anyways. Is that scheduled for? Yeah, okay. We're gonna demolish this. Pretend it never existed. Fuel reserves are low, that's great. At least from demolishing it, we will get like all the stuff out of there. Right. Recycle resource 94%. Let's see what we get back from this. Our fuel reserves are low, but they're not at 0 anymore, which is better than previously, I guess. Recycle resource 100%. And now they start to demolish, okay. Recycle resource? I'm not sure. Was that them now just getting the stuff out of the... Is that what recycle resource means? Taking all the goods that we had in there out of there? I've got no clue. I do kind of have a little bit the feeling that destroying this is a little bit of a bold move this early into the game. We probably don't want to be doing it. And just get the stuff ready ASAP instead of, you know, hanging around with things like these. But, you know, I don't know. We've already got it going. We may as well. Oh! Didn't see that before. Look at this. We can get a coffin. Boom. Just slap it straight there, next to the street. Or, you know, how about a little iron crate? Show people what's up for them if they go and start stealing. Little bookshelf in the middle of nowhere. Can we actually place that, like, inside somehow? I'm not sure about that. Like, statues and plants, decorative buildings even, sand sculptures, wind wheels. A little sphinx in medieval times, because why not? Why not just build a pyramid straight away? Or a Taj Mahal. Wow. That's quite cool. Oh, we're done. We're done. I'm sorry, I got distracted. We did. Oh my god. I think we just lost so many materials there, to be honest. I think, honestly speaking, that was probably the worst idea in quite a while. Just saying. Maybe not. Maybe we did actually get it back. I don't know. We will go and get the, not the clinic, the church going. And we'll place it right here. Because I think that looks great. And then we are going to get a little bit of dirt road going around the outside here. And there, so people can, you know, enter the church a little quicker. And then there is a beautiful, massive church being built. Totally not including the destruction of a building that was already good. Oh god, let's not talk about that anymore, shall we? Now, technically speaking, we do kind of need something that has iron ore in it. Practically, though, I can really probably not send out my citizen in the middle of winter, like 3 bajillion years out, because they'll probably just freeze to death. So I am a little bit worried about that. On top of that, I don't really feel I'm able right now to fully identify which of these rocks actually carry some iron ore in them. Or if they're all just rocks. Maybe these do? I've got no idea. I do not know what this symbol was, but I don't think it was all. So maybe we do just wait for warmer days, because everything else feels like I may just be murdering people, which feels like quite the terrible idea. Jackson became a labourer. No, Jackson is a worker. Okay. Was a little confused about that for a second, but yeah, now we're kind of missing that, so bit of an issue, I guess. I don't really see what we can do about it currently, though. So, the church is scheduled for the time being. I'm not quite sure. We need to see now what we do with the resources. Don't really want to send people out to die necessarily, so we may just wait till like at least the snow is gone and people can sustain themselves a little longer. In the meanwhile, maybe we find some other things that we can build that don't necessarily require iron ore, which I think is maybe going to be a bit of a rare thing, but we'll see. And, well, then we'll just keep heading along the tutorial path, and hopefully we'll have a beautiful church here soon, ready to go, cleansing all those lost souls from any dark thoughts, and, you know, making sure there's no crimes committed and everyone's happy, and then we'll move on from there. For today, though, I'm going to end this episode off right here. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all are liking the progress and where this is going. I certainly am loving this game quite a lot thus far, and I'm thinking it's absolutely beautiful. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, though. And, well, if you enjoyed the episode, of course, make sure to go ahead and smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. And if you're new around here and haven't done so just yet, also please consider subscribing right down below, as well as hitting that bell icon in order to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. With all that out of the way, though, as usual, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will catch you in the next episode very, very soon. Ciao.